Lesson 19, Art and Literature. Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today, we are going to talk about art and literature, the different forms of creative expression, the people who create them, and the vocabulary we use to discuss them. This is a fascinating topic because art and literature are such an important part of our culture. So, let us get started. Art and the arts. First, let us look at the big picture. The term the arts, in the plural, covers everything from literature to fine art to performing arts. Under literature, we have novels, biographies, short stories, drama, and poetry. Under fine art or fine arts, we have painting, sculpture, and architecture. There is also ceramics, which is making pots, bowls, and other objects from clay. Under the performing arts, we have theater, opera, ballet, and dance. We also have concerts, which could be classical, rock, or country and Western music. Now, let us clarify the difference between art and the arts. The arts, in the plural, covers everything in the diagram. But art, singular and uncountable, usually means fine art, like painting and sculpture, though it can also refer to technique and creativity. For example, you might read the arts page in the paper. That is the part of the newspaper that deals with all the creative fields. A person who loves painting and sculpture is an art lover. Shakespeare was skilled in the art of poetry, meaning his creative ability. And if someone is artistic, they show skill and imagination in creating things. A work of art, plural works of art, is an object made by a skilled artist, typically a painting, drawing, or statue. Finally, the phrase arts and crafts refers to the skills of making objects like decorations, jewelry, and furniture by hand. Types of art and artists. Now, let us look at different types of art and the artists who create them. A sculptor is someone who creates a statue. His type of art is called sculpture. A potter is someone who is throwing a pot, that means shaping clay on a wheel, and her type of art is called pottery. Henry is an architect. He is designing a building, and his type of art is called architecture. We also have different styles of painting. An abstract painting involves shapes and colors rather than images of real people or things. A portrait is a painting of a person. A landscape is a painting of a scene in the countryside. A still life is a painting of a set of objects that do not move, usually fruit or flowers. And an original painting is one produced by the painter themselves, rather than a copy or reproduction. Literature. Finally, let us talk about literature. Lisa O'Donnell is one of the country's most popular novelists, people who write long stories about imaginary people and events. Remember, a novel is typically at least 150 pages long. Anything shorter is a short story. She has written a series of romantic novels. That means a set of books featuring the same characters, all with a historical setting, the background for the story. These have all been bestsellers, very popular books that sell in large numbers, although the critics, people whose job it is to give their opinion, complain that her plots, the stories, are predictable and her characters, the people in the books, are not very realistic. Her cousin, Lucy Smith, is a more literary writer, meaning serious rather than popular, and her books tend to get better reviews. What the critics write, although they do not sell so well. Both writers have a novel which will be ready for publication, making it available in printed form later this year. They will also be available to download as ebooks, electronic books. We have received advance copies of both novels, and it is interesting to compare the opening passage, a short piece of text, from Smith's latest book with an extract, a part of a book chosen to be used in an article or for discussion, from the first chapter of O'Donnell's. So, that is our lesson on art and literature. These terms will help you discuss creative works and the people who make them with confidence.